You really like football, though, right? You really.
I fucking love football.
I thought you were a Raven fan for some reason.
You ain't thought I was no motherfucking Raven fan. I'm all the way Atlanta.
I thought you were a Ray Lewis fan and shit.
Ray Lewis, you done lost your goddamn mind.
Come on, I thought you were running with him and slinging and shit with Ray Lewis.
No, you know what, Ray Lewis, the black community is not liking his ass right now.
What did he do now?
He just that whole Colin Kaepernick thing. You know, he's saying, I don't know what he's saying, but he's all against Colin Kaepernick because he's decided to protest, you know, for what he thought was right. And this is America. You should be able to protest when you feel a certain way about a situation. It's not illegal to protest.
Well, that motherfucker ain't got a job now.
Who?
Kaepernick.
Who?
Kaepernick, whatever his name
Kaepernick. Kaepernick. No, he ain't got no. He ain't got
no fucking job.
He don't have a job.
There's the NFL. We live in a corporate fucking world. Mm-hmm. Before you go into any profession, I suggest you read that dude I did the longest yard with. That dude had tears coming out of my eyes. What's that white boy that fucking did the longest yard? That was a linebacker at Oklahoma that left early. And then fucking Warner Brothers gave him 21 mil, 3 movies. He did the first one.
The Seattle
he kept
guy?
them over. Yeah. Then Seattle knew he had bad shoulders, but they got $1 million insurance on him from Lloyd's of London, and they signed him and they put him up in Seattle. And then the NFL hated him. They fucking hated him. So he would tuck his shirt out. They would fine him his game check. And he kept doing it. I mean, the stories of the NFL, they don't fuck around. So Kaepernick, I understand when you
Kaepernick,
whatever your fucking name is. This is America, and I stand what you believe for. But there's different ways of doing it in different situations.
I mean, you know, I look at it like this.
And I ain't mad at Kaepernick. I get it.
Fucking Kaepernick.
Whatever the fuck his name is, you know that I understand where he's coming from, but you also understand now that the world you're going
Well, when do you bring attention to the police killing black people? When is a good time to bring attention to that? Because it seemed like, you know, you know, you don't have to worry about it if it's not in your community. And, you know,
I drive 35. I'm Cuban, I'm white, and I drive in LA worried, especially at night.
Yeah,
if you don't think I'm worried in LA,
be America. You should be able to. This is what's great about this country. This is what's great about this country. You should be able to protest and you know, get for what you believe in. There's never a right time. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he went out there like Ray Lewis and killed somebody. Man ain't never committed a crime. All he did was a silent protest. And he did it 2 weeks before they even noticed it. I mean, you know, they want to say you disrespected the national anthem, but being black in America, I have black kids. You know, it's America. This country is great. I love this country. But then again, you have to think about how they treat young black men in this country. It's scary being a black mama today. It is fucking scary. And I say this all the time. I'd rather fight breast cancer than be a black parent of a young black man in this country. Because it's something that I worry about. It's like a lottery. You don't know if your child is next. So when do we speak up?
You know what, Miss Pat? The last fucking 5 years, some wild shit's been going on.
I mean, it's crazy.
And thank God, you know, sometimes you go, I hate cameras. But now motherfuckers are catching.
But they don't even care. They don't even care. The cameras don't even get the cameras. I mean, I don't even talk about all the other people that been shot. One thing that really fucked me up, Joey, is just Google it. They shot a 12-year-old boy in a park in Cleveland, Ohio, for playing with a toy gun. He just out there playing like any other 12-year-old was. If that don't say fuck black people, nothing else will ever will. That's what scares me.
We're living in wild times.
Did you see
and listen and tell me I'm lying. I got a 4.5-year-old, and if you don't think at one point in the night when I got up to pee, I worry about her future, you fucking kill you know.
We all worried about it. I mean, we don't know where we heading at. I mean, all of us together.
Well, worried as fuck.
Did you see like twice in the past couple months in Baltimore? Their own oh
my god,
their own cameras have caught them planting
drugs on people. I'm like, come on, police officers. When I sold drugs, I wasn't this scared of the police. They was fucking nice people. And you cannot clump them all together because I have friends that police officer. You cannot clump them all together because there are some good police officers. It's some bad apples in every fucking job. It's some bad firefighters, some bad teachers, for bad police officer. I mean, but it scares me when I get pulled over. I'm scared than a motherfucker.
It scares me. This is what scares me. That they hire these. Don't they fucking do evaluations on these police officers?
For some reason, these nutbags are passing.
You've been locked up?
Yeah,
okay.
I've been locked
now, you've been
up.
county or locked up state?
I've been state.
Okay, when you go to state, you're in county for 2-3 weeks. They talk to you, okay? Then they transfer you to a fucking evaluation joint, correct?
Yeah.
They draw blood. They check you out. They look in your fucking monkey. They look in your dick. They look in your asshole to make sure you don't got a set of dice in that motherfucker.
A set of dice.
Right? Then
I don't think I can fit no dice in my asshole.
Then they do give you an aptitude test. Remember that day? Where they ask you what 2 + 2 is 4? Where's Africa? What president got shot in the movie theater? You know, they ask you.
I dropped out of school. I couldn't answer none of them.
Right, and then they get deeper in your shit.
Yeah.
And the third, it's 5 days, and I forget what it's called now because we're talking about it. Okay, so they do this one test on you where they talk to you. You don't remember. I remember not vividly.
Yeah, you older than me. They just locked my ass up.
They talk to you. A psych evaluation talks to you. Then you take a test, and then you start putting holes in shit, and then you go back and talk to that motherfucker, and then you go to where your classification goes. You end up going to where you're going. But that paperwork goes to the feds. And that paperwork is typed into a database, okay? With your DNA, with your fingerprints, with your tendencies, with what they think you'll do, what options you have. I mean, you know, but it's a computer doing the percentages of your, what's the word? Not
recidivism?
Recidivism, whatever the fucking word is, okay? They break it down. And that report goes to your prison counselor.
How accurate do you think they are?
It changed my life when I heard what it said on that piece of paper, which you're not supposed to find out. Your attorney's supposed to file a motion. And if the state doesn't want to give it to you, I found out because I kept busting the counselor's ass. And he kept telling me, you don't want to know what's on that paper.
What did they say? You was crazy?
They said that at that time I'm 25, I'm 26, and from the age of 16 I hadn't stopped robbing. Some people I knew, drug dealers, and you know, when you're not on drugs, all that shit, you start thinking about it, right? When you're clean,
yeah,
that's when you start going, oh shit, I owe Miss Pat $1,000. Oh,
let me go shoot this bitch.
No, let me go. I gotta call her now and go, Miss Pat, you know what happened. I know when I gave you the money you were cracked up, baby, but you know how it is, Miss Pat. So you remember all this shit you did, and what the fuck are we talking about here? So I kept breaking his balls.
You talking about some evaluation?
Right. So I kept breaking his balls. So I'm feeling bad that I was robbing people and breaking into people's houses and drug dealers and shit. So I asked him, dog, tell me what it says on it. And he kept telling me, you don't want to know. You don't want to know what it says on there.
What the fuck did he say?
And one day he broke down. He goes, all right, motherfucker, I'll tell you what it says. It goes on there that if I had something you wanted, I can't trust you. If you really wanted it, you take it from me. And I was cracked, Miss Pat. I was cracked. I went back to that room crying. I'm like, I'm just a fucking thief. And I avoided him, and one day he came to me, he goes, why you been avoiding me? You didn't want to hear what you heard, did you? He goes, but you didn't hear what I was saying. He goes, I didn't tell you were a thief. I was telling you that if you want to do something, you can do it. Go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he encouraged me. I took it as I was a thief. So he fucking cracked me, Miss Pat. But all that paperwork goes to the feds. And they tapped that in. At that time, maybe my shit slipped. It was 88. The computer system wasn't on tap. But now you go into a database, and as soon as a crime similar to that happens, your name pops up.